Hey everyone, this is Caly Person for Hero Arts. I'm so happy to be here today to share a card with you using the June 2026 Bold Blooms collection from Hero Arts. I'm using several products from this collection, including the floral frame die set and stencil set. The die set comes with several loose flowers as well that I'm not using and not showing here. There are also a coordinating stencil of 4. And for the sentiment, I'm using the Perfect Pairs Stamp and Cut set. There is a coordinating die to this set, and also a fun addition is the Birdsong Script Hero Transfers. There are 2 sheets of transfers, and it also comes with a popsicle stick so that you can burnish the adhesive onto your cardstock. And I'll show you how I do that later. To begin this project, we're going to be ink blending with the floral frame. I've die cut my floral frame in white cardstock, and I'm using a sticky mat to hold it in place as well as my stencils as I ink them up with these Hero Hues cubes. There are 3 stencil layers for the flower blooms, so I've chosen 3 different shades of pink. On this first layer, I'm using Ultra Pink, and I'll add color using a blending brush going in circular motions to get an even blend on all of the blooms that are visible on this stencil layer. And there are a few little flower centers at the bottom that I'm going to stencil in grape juice for some dark contrast. And that completes the first layer, so I'll peel that stencil layer off and apply the second stencil layer. Now using peony ink, I'm going to ink blend all the blooms on this stencil layer. This color is a little bit more saturated, so it's going to contrast against the brighter pink that we used in the previous layer. And when I'm done with this layer, I'll remove it and apply my third layer. The third layer is also going to use a different color, and I'm going to be using Azalea ink. This ink is similar to the last color. It is a little bit redder, so you'll have to look real hard to see the difference, but I assure you that it's there. I also noticed that I needed a yellow for the different flower centers that are on this layer, so I pulled out some Butter Bar ink and I've applied that over the flower centers for that stencil layer. This last stencil layer is for the foliage and for the first flower centers that I did on the first stencil layer with the darker purple centers. That's going to add, again, some contrast to the floral frame, and the green leaves are going to add some freshness to this floral frame. So the ink blending now is done for the floral frame, and as you can see, it's beautiful and delicate at the same time. And because it's delicate, I wanted to back it up with another frame so that it can be a little bit sturdier. I've die cut another in white, and I'm just going to glue the 2 together, and that will make the frame a little bit more stable and keep its rectangular shape better. I'm using some strong liquid glue all the way around this frame and on the flowers and foliage, making sure that the 2 layers adhere really well and that there isn't an offset of any kind. And while that adhesive dries, I'm going to set this frame aside and set a heavy acrylic block over it. And now we'll work on the background. I want the background to be a bit colorful, so I'm using Bermuda ink, and I'm going to blend a soft halo of color all around this panel, going lighter as I go from the outside in. I know that I'm going to be applying the Birdsong script over my background, so I wanted some color behind the script. And so now we're going to apply this Birdsong Script Hero Transfer. And to do that, I'm going to first cut it down to an A2 sized panel so I can fit it right over the card panel that I've just ink blended. The transfer sheet is very easy to remove from its backing, and it's like a light sticker. So I just peel it off and put it right over my card panel. And once it's in place, you can burnish it with either your fingers or any tool that you might have. The transfers come with a popsicle stick that you can use, so I'll use that to burnish down this adhesive transfer. So this is going to be what you see through the window of that floral frame. And as you can see, the contrast of the writing is a bit stark, so I want to soften it a bit. And I do this a lot when I want to soften something up. I use a layer of vellum. So I have a piece of A2 sized vellum here that I'm going to adhere to my transfer sheet. To do that, I'm going to use 1/8 inch double-sided adhesive, and I'm going to go all around the frame of this card panel. And that will allow me to add the vellum over the top of it, but it'll still be hidden underneath the floral frame. Once that adhesive is perfectly placed all around the outer edge of this panel, I'm going to remove the backing and then lay that vellum layer over the top, securing it in place. Now I'm going to work on turning this floral frame into a shaker window. To do that, I'm using the same double-sided adhesive and applying that adhesive on the back side of the frame, going all the way around the frame. I'll add some bits of adhesive on the flowers where there are areas big enough so that I can add some adhesive as well. Then using a piece of A2 size acetate, I'm going to adhere that to the frame on the back side. This creates a nice barrier so that your embellishments don't fall out and you can see them shaking around on the inside. Now, to create a well for any shaker or embellishments that you want to put inside this shaker, you'll have to create a shaker with some height. I'm using some 3D foam strips and I'm going all the way around the frame again, making sure to leave no gaps where the embellishments may fall out. Once I've filled in all of the areas around the frame, I'll add some embellishments. The mixture I'm using is of some iridescent confetti circles in 2 different sizes and some very tiny clear rhinestones. Then I can remove the backing on that adhesive foam and then apply the background. And once that's in place, our shaker is completed. For floral shaker cards and balloons, I love using some clear iridescent confetti and embellishments inside shakers. That way you could still see the background and it's not too busy. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and apply this to a card base. That way I can set it aside and allow it to dry and work on the sentiment. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm using the Perfect Pairs Stamp and Cut set. I'm stamping a sentiment that says, "Friend, I really miss you," and I'll emboss that in gold over white cardstock. I've inked up my stamp here with some Versamark clear embossing ink and applied that ink and stamped it over my white cardstock. Then I'll sprinkle some gold embossing powder over it, tap off the excess powder, and then heat set my embossing with a heat gun. Using the coordinating dies, I'm going to die cut that out. And there is also a sentiment strip die that you can use for the straight sentiments. So I've already die cut it out, and after placing it over my card, I decided that I needed more loose flowers in the background. Now, I did mention there are loose flowers to the floral frame die set, but I'm using the Bold Blooms die set. This is going to allow you to have larger flowers, and so I've die cut 3 and I'll ink blend these flowers, their flower centers, and some foliage using the same ink colors that I used before. I used Ultra Pink for the round petaled flowers, and then for the other flowers I used Azalea ink. Then I used Butter Bar for the flower centers, and then finally Fresh Lawn for the foliage. The flower centers are etched onto the flowers so you can tell where those flower centers go. I'll just add a little drop of glue and then adhere the flower centers to the blooms before adhering them to my card. To adhere them to the card, I'm using little 3D foam squares to add some dimension. I also find that it's a better adhesive when adhering anything to acetate. The leaves on the Bold Blooms die set are a little bit long for my use on this card since they're made for stems, so I'm cutting them in half and shortening them so that I can adhere them to create more of a floral spray. Once all of those leaves are in place, I can go ahead and adhere my sentiments. I'm also going to add the 3D foam squares to any overhang on my sentiment. And since the sub-sentiment or the sentiment strip is going right over the flowers where there is already some dimension, I'll just adhere that with some liquid adhesive. And that completes my project using the Hero Arts June 2026 collection. I hope you enjoyed this pretty floral frame shaker card. If you're interested in any of the products that I use, be sure to check out the links below as well as on the coordinating blog post at heroarts.com. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.